大家好，欢迎来到我的节目，也希望大家能够订阅我的移民大实话和中美教育对比谈两个收费专辑。那么这两个收费专辑呢，是有的放矢的，针对有移民需求和有留学或者到美国来读书的人的需求所定制的两个专辑。好的，那现在我想今天的节目我跟大家聊些什么呢？今天呢就是跟大家聊一些家常，唠家常啊。这个家常呢就是想走到一个普通的美国人家，跟大家聊聊养老啊。有没有这个美国人愿意给这个父母养老送终的呢？还有聊一聊这个美国人的这些兄弟姐妹的关系亲不亲呢？关系好不好啊？还有呢，就是作为白人，他们如果从欧洲移民到这个美国，他们是怎么看待他们的母国的文化的？比如说，怎么看他们的爱尔兰文化，怎么看他们的意大利文化？今天呢，这个节目呢，我呢是希望走进一个美国人的家庭，而不是很多美国人家庭。所以呢，这个一个人的家庭呢，它只是代表他们的这个故事。我们知道，就是米克跟我已经对话了很多的内容。那么这个关于养老呢，我为什么也觉得跟他聊这个话题呢很有兴趣？因为呢，他是比较少的为父亲送终的这种美国人。他自己也说了，在美国你听到很多很多的这个故事，孩子和家长关系不好，或者呢，当人岁数老了，就把他们送到养老院。那美国的这个老人也不愿意麻烦孩子，所以呢，他们就忍受这些孤独。他的爸爸本来也是这样，但是呢，他跟他的女朋友呢，当时呢正好呢是这个工作上呢不需要上班，就是说坐班，所以呢就回到了长岛去照顾他父亲了半年，一直到他父亲癌症去世。那么在这一段时间内呢，他们当然也有一些小小的冲突，但是对他来说呢，能够照顾他父亲，他觉得这是一件很幸运的事情。那他也说，如果是他的其他的这些兄弟姐妹，如果有他这样的机会，也会这个做同样的事情。当然了，他呢住在他的父亲家照顾父亲，他就不用付房租了，这也是他跟他的这个女朋友可以省钱的一个办法。但是即便是这样呢，他的孝心还是非常的难得的。那么我想这也跟米克学习东亚历史有关，因为他毕竟呢学的专业就是这个中文呐、日文呐，所以呢可能也是受了一定的儒家文化的影响，这是我的一个推测啊，因为我并没有跟他谈这个事情，但是我们确实谈了一些，比如说我看到的情况，就是老年人比较凄凉的，包括我的一个邻居，在哈维飓风的时候，他有5个儿子都没有帮助他，而是靠着陌生人帮助他。他呢跟他的儿子呢住了1个月，被这个他儿子和儿媳妇给赶出来了啊，闹得很不愉快。这些事情呢，就是都是我亲眼看到了，我在可能以前的节目中也跟大家讲过。那么米克也觉得这种故事呢，在美国是非常稀松平常的。那在之前我的有一期节目，大家可以去听，叫做《美国人真的不怕死吗》。在这个故事中，我也讲到了，就是这个疫情之后啊，老年人他们所受到的这种巨大的这种打击啊，很多人呢就是默默无闻的就去世了。这样的故事呢，听起来呢还是非常的令人难过的。美国的这个养老问题呢，它不是说这个孩子管不管家长的事情，因为它有一个社会体系叫做 social safety net， 就是这种 social security 和 social safety net。所以在这样情况下呢，孩子就是赡养老人，并不是他们的义务，被看作是社会的义务。但同时呢，这个文化中呢，就是人到了一定的年龄，因为他们相对独立惯了嘛，就跟孩子的这种联系呢就变得很少了。不是说管不管养老，而是说来往的非常的淡，就是这种关系就变得比较冷漠了。这个呢是一大问题。再一个呢，就是我们也谈到了兄弟姐妹之间的关系。如果你看过这个电影《小鬼当家》，你就可以看到这个在美国家庭里啊，这个兄弟姐妹从小他们就有一些这种权力的战争权力的游戏。这个呢，还有一个非常好看的电视剧叫《The Wonder Years》，也是讲这种成长的烦恼，也是讲这个兄弟之间打来打去的故事。那么他们到长大以后关系怎么样呢？长大以后呢，有的就是关系非常好，有的关系也是不太好的。那么我呢讲的这个米克呢，他们家是一个大家庭了，有6个孩子，他是老六。那么他们的这个兄弟姐妹关系呢，可能是跟爱尔兰人呢或者意大利人呢，他们信天主教，比较在乎这种家庭的关系有关哈。所以呢，他们的这些孩子呢，都一起度假旅游。他们6个兄弟姐妹一起去意大利就等于是寻根的这种旅游。那么他自己也说了，他们在这个遗产的这种分配上也没有这种吵架，说谁要得这个谁要得那个争，而是非常的就是平心静气的把这个财产就分了。那么在这期节目中，除了谈到这个养老还有兄弟姐妹的关系，我们还谈到一个话题，就是说作为这种白人的这个移民后代，像米克尔是爱尔兰和这个意大利移民的后代。这个在当时的这个美国呢，我讲过白人也有鄙视链。那么早到的英国人就可能会比较歧视这些信天主教的人，所以爱尔兰人和这个意大利人是比较受这个白种人安格鲁萨克森新教徒的歧视的。但是呢，他们还是对他们的文化怎么看待？比如说米克尔，他不仅有美国国籍，他还拥有爱尔兰的护照，他还会回到爱尔兰，还会去这个意大利想到他的这个祖母就是装饰房子或者他们的一些文化，包括一些他们的食品，他呢都是非常的向往去了解这些文化。所以我们在探讨这个家庭这个养老的时候呢，跟米克还探讨他的这个兄弟姐妹的关系亲不亲Talking about your father, what made you decide to live with him and helping him? Is that something rare here?
Interesting. Yeah. I don't think it's very common. It happens sometimes if you have the opportunity to do it. And I had an opportunity. I was working as a freelance writer, and so I didn't have to go to a daily job at an office and manage a team. I could work from home. Because of that, I could work from his home just as well as I could work from my own. And if that's the
Yes.
yeah, we get a lot of that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's Third Avenue. Sometimes it feels like I'm on the street. But what brought me out to stay with him was that my girlfriend and I were living in Manhattan. My father was alone because my mom had passed away. And after she passed away, he lived alone for about a year But he started to get sick. His cancer started coming back. He had had prostate cancer 15 years before and had a procedure that was known to last for about 15 years, radiation procedure. And as it came back, we realized that, there wasn't much they could do about the course of his life. And he would need more help. And one of the common things to do is to get someone to stay with him, to hire a daytime nurse to take care of his medical needs. But it just seemed like a better opportunity for me to move in with him, with my girlfriend, actually. The three of us lived together. And that was fun. It was good. I got to stay with him for, more than half a year, more than 6 months before he passed. But rather than hiring a nurse to come and take care of him, I just did it myself. So is that common? It's not very common. I don't think that would. It's because I think a lot of people don't have the opportunity to do it. And what do we do with our aged population here? We often will send them to homes, right?
Nursing homes.
Nursing homes. Often they want to go. Often it's there. I know a lot of my friends' parents have planned it for themselves. This is where they want to retire. Retirement home, and then maybe a retirement home with a nursing facility, and then it becomes a nursing home. They don't want to burden their children, that sort of thing. It's very different in China. I know that,
No
on both sides.
Pressure.
Yeah, both the children and the parents in China would expect to be together, at that time. And I think for whatever reason in America, culture has gotten to be that, that it's that value of privacy. You don't want to know too much about it. I don't know. It's an odd thing. I'm not even sure what drives it, but some of it is pride and parents thinking, they don't want to delay or somehow inhibit their children's further success, slow them down anyway, become a burden.
So I have a neighbor, John Harvey. He said he had to rely on the help of strangers. Although he has 5 sons, nobody helped him. He tried to stay with one of the sons for months and had a big fight, and they evacuated him. He was like 78 or something. So
wow.
That type of story I hear a lot. Some of my neighbors, they have very similar stories.
It is. I think that's a common story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear that.
你有6个兄弟对吧？5个兄弟。
5个兄弟。
Yeah.
家人我老六。
你老六，you are the youngest.
Yes.
So do you think if your brothers, your siblings had the chance, they have done the same you have done?
Yes. If I was the closest one, I have a brother in California, brother in Boston, one brother in Brazil, and 2 sisters upstate New York. I was living the closest, and I had a job, a profession that allowed for it. My sister offered to have him move to her house.
Okay.
5 hours away. He did not want to leave the house that he had lived in for 50 years. So it just became, my going there was a way to keep him in his home rather than make him move somewhere else. It's another American cultural thing, is it's common to move away, live in a different city. It used to be for work. Now, because of college and because it's easy to get around, I think with the creation of highway systems and driving, it made it easy for people to pick up and move. And when I was in China, when I was there first in the 80s, you didn't meet a lot of tourists. People traveled to be with family. They didn't travel just to go and see a place. Not a lot, So, people didn't move because they wanted a new city. No, you stayed where the Danwei was, and your
Residency.
you kept your residency. Yeah, but that's changing now. There's more, there's more money. There are highway systems, right? Trains. You can fly. You can travel. I met all these young tourists, young Chinese travelers go in various parts in China last time I was there. And they were just on their own, like young girls and guys, college kids who were exploring the world. And I thought that was great that they could, get a guidebook in hand and run off to see a new city.
What's your relationship like with your siblings?
Oh, it's very good. Yeah, we have a very strong relationship. And so we didn't argue over the house. We didn't argue. With my father, I had some good, healthy arguments when I was staying with him. There were times when it got a little fiery, when I, started to kick back. I'm in charge. Now I'm 我是老大, sort of like, sort of thing, which is, just because you're in close, vicinity. I mean, you're living together. You get to know when you live with your father as an adult. It's more difficult than when you're a kid and you just listen to everything, he says. So that was kind of fun. But largely my family, the 6 of my 5 brothers and sisters, all we all enjoy each other, and we've traveled together. We went to Italy for my sister's birthday and stayed in a week in a villa in Italy. And I have friends who said, I can't believe you would even want to do that, let alone we're able to do it for a week.
Yes. Yeah, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, but we love each other very much, and we enjoy each other's company, and it worked. It worked out as far as nobody arguing whose house is it, who gets the china, who gets the nice, the things, the heirlooms. We didn't argue. We just kind of worked it out amongst ourselves.
It's interesting that it's an immigrant story, but in a sense, other immigrants, they don't necessarily speak English. Your father was Irish, so you didn't have any problem with English education, but the same desire for their kids to have a better life in America is the same, like the Chinese immigrants I see here.
That's true. Well, in that respect, that he already spoke English, probably a benefit in some ways, not having the hurdle of learning it as a second language, or growing up in a household where it's not spoken with native fluency, can present some challenges and benefits as well, but challenges as far as who to ask when you have homework questions.
So I guess you didn't grow up feeling like a son of immigrant that much because your mom born in the States.
Right. I don't think I even understood the extent of how Irish my father was. I mean, he came here when he was 3 years old, so he was essentially a New Yorker. Mm-hmm. The fact that he was born there meant we have relatives there, stories that inform us about who we are, and that I have Irish citizenship because of that.
Yes, you have Irish passport, you told me.
Yeah.
So how does it feel?
I've always enjoyed it. I've always had a very close feeling to it, but going there to visit was very moving because it made sense of so much about my home life and my parents and my grandmom. I used to go to my grandmother's house which was in Staten Island, in New York. And it was decorated in a certain way. It was just like this little cottage. And it had lots of little trinkets, little menagerie of little ceramic dolls and doilies and the kind of prints and the size of the couch and the way she served lunch on a plate. All these things didn't really, I just thought they were my grandmother, like their own style. And when I went to Ireland and I saw relatives of mine and it was the exact same feeling, I was like, wow, look at that. This is actually a thing. Like this is how they live. When I from living in America, from New York, like what an Irish bar looks like.
Yes.
Irish bars in America all have this certain look to them. You can see them from 100 feet away. You look up, an Irish bar. And you think, okay, well, that's probably like P.F. Chang's does not look like China, right?
Mm-hmm.
But, it's like, it's like, I never thought that those Irish bars looked like, I thought they were kind of, a Disneyfied sort of Hollywood version of what Ireland would look like. But the funny thing is when you go to Ireland and all the pubs kind of look like that. They have the same names and the same thatched roofs and doorways and so I felt very comfortable there. I was like, oh, they actually do it this way here. It's not they're not doing it just for show. So have you ever been to Ireland?
No, I have a friend who married a nobleman, so they have a castle and invited me to go there. I really want to go in summertime because I know it's very cool. They also have very nice golf courses, and I love Irish songs.
Do you golf?
Yes, I golf.
Yeah.
Yes.
How are you? Are you good?
I'm okay. In Texas, that's something you can take advantage of. There are many golf courses.
Cool. Right.
Yes.
That's right.
But I guess how people see their roots, it's all very related. Doesn't matter we come from Europe or come from Asia, and the tie to the original culture and how we view it. I just wanted you to share it with some Chinese, because some Chinese, they have this self-hate or feel embarrassed of having their Chinese roots.
Here in America, you mean?
Yeah, in America, I see a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it's healthy.
Right. Are these third generation Chinese or?
No, even first generation or second generation. I see that self-hate. So that's why I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on your, relationship or your feelings toward agriculture, towards your grandma. Actually, when you talk about the little ceramic things, I have lots of them as well, because, we have a large population of Catholic people here. I buy things, to decorate my house. Yeah, very cute. So I know what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah. Italian side is, there were things very much the same way. You had these things that they did that really came from the Italian culture that I didn't recognize. I just thought they were just American. But to your question about where you're about growing up, with these things, I grew up in a community where most people were immigrants of some sort. And most of New York, everybody's got a story. Everybody's from some mix of something.
I like Italy. I wish I could live there when my kids grow up. I can move there. Yeah, I want to live in Tuscany.
Tuscany, yeah. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Yeah,
no mosquitoes, no fire ants.
No fire.
Pollutants, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, that's right.